In this video, we will go over setting up the New Relic network syslog collector. Before we get into the steps of the process, let's just recap why we would need to send the syslog data to New Relic in the first place. Syslog is a protocol that almost all infrastructure appliances support, where they send out a variety of messages, including letting us know about changes to their status or configurations. In order to have full end-to-end observability, we want to have a central place where we can see how the health of the underlying infrastructure is correlated to application performance. So to begin with, you should already have a Linux host ready with Docker installed, and you should already have signed up for your New Relic account. When you're logged into the New Relic web interface, look in the top right area for the Add More Data button and click that. Scroll down through the menu until you see the section for Network Performance Monitoring, and then click the tile that says syslog. This takes us to the guided install, which will walk us through the process. First, it wants us to use the dropdown to pick the account where we want the syslog events to show up. Next, it wants to know if we have already set up an SNMP collector, because it can reuse the device list from that collector. Otherwise, it can take us to a wizard where we will create a list of devices, or we can skip having a device list completely. The device list allows us to apply tags to incoming data, but is not required for us to receive syslog events. Since I already have a list of devices being pulled with SNMP, I'll go with the first option to reuse my existing list. The wizard provides us with a docker run command that already has our account and license information, so we can just copy that back to our Docker host and run it. This launches a container that is listening on port 5143 for inbound syslog messages. You can see that the container is running by using the docker ps command and looking for the container with the name ktranslate-syslog. Now that we have our listener up, I'll log into one of my network devices, which will trigger a syslog message that we can check out in the web console. The easiest way to quickly filter down to just the syslogs is to filter by the plugin type and set it equal to ktranslate-syslog. I'll narrow down my time range to the last 30 minutes, and there you'll see the record from when I logged into my network device. Of course, this is just a very simple lab example, but in a large production environment, there can be dozens or thousands of potentially significant syslog messages coming through. You can now take those messages and display them in New Relic alongside all of your other application and user telemetry to give your team end-to-end observability of the entire stack.